Welcome to a little bit of a different video. I want to do this for every Souls game that I play, and then when I beat all of them, I kind of want to do like a big, like all the bosses ever tier list. But I figured since Demon Souls is the first one I actually kind of beat, I'm gonna finish the Dark Souls DLC before I do a Dark Souls boss tier list. But I figured since I beat Demon Souls already, we'll do a tier list. I feel like we should just do top bottom. So, okay. So if we're doing that, we're starting with, is that Dragon God? I think that's Dragon God. So, Dragon God. I feel like he's a gimmick boss, so he's a puzzle boss, right? So, but his presentation's awesome. Like, he's fucking giant, and he's massive, so I want to go B. He's kind of mid, but part of me wants to put him in A, but I feel like that's too generous, so I'll go B, because he's a really easy boss to beat. He's literally a puzzle. You run one way, run another way, and you beat him. That's literally it. King Allah, I feel like he's cool, but I don't think he's S tier. I don't know. Maybe King Allah, meh. Yeah, maybe King Allah's probably S tier. He's a really fun boss. He's kind of generic, but he's probably got the most Souls-like feel, soulsborne feel to any of these bosses, except for maybe Flame Lurker. He's probably one of the harder bosses in the game. Kind of gives off the final boss vibes. He's got the cool D level grab. I feel like he deserves to be an S tier. I feel like that's a good spot. Old Monk. Cool concept. If you're playing online, it's a really, really cool concept because, you know, the Old Monk is like if you're playing online, you're playing against a player. So I think it's a really cool concept. Presentation-wise, I feel like I don't really know the lore too much, to be honest with you, so I feel like he's honestly, I feel like he's a C tier boss. He's not quite D. He's got like I said, he's got a really cool concept. I like the concept of fighting a player as a boss. So he's not see, this might be a hot take. Armor Spider. I think the Armor Spider is an S tier boss. Hear me out. I don't know if anyone agrees with this. Hear me out. I just feel like he's different in a really, really, really good way. I used to think he was kind of mid, but the more I played, the more I fought this boss, the more I was like, wow, this boss is unique. And it's not because, like, you know, he's just big and a spider and that's weird and different. It's because he's got, like, you have to, like, think a little bit more when you're fighting him. I feel like it's not just a dodge boss. You don't just dodge, smack, dodge, smack, dodge, smack. You can't just do that. And he's not a gimmick boss either. So he's not like a boss where you have to get a special item or do a puzzle or like evade like in a certain special way. Like with the Dragon Guide, you have to evade his giant smacks and like run in behind a pillar and hide, and then you hit the harpoon and you get a Armor Spider's different. So you go in this hallway and you run up to him, and he has his big attack, his normal melee attacks where he smacks you and stuff. But then he's also got the attack where he pours the lava on the ground, and it makes you run all the way back, and then it kind of makes you redo that area that you're running through this tunnel where he does the ranged attacks and stuff. And I don't know, I just feel like that's a really cool concept. It's not just smack, dodge. It makes you like think a little bit more. I don't know. I think that's a cool concept. Maybe that's a hot take. Maybe that's a terrible take. I really like the Armor Spider. The more I fought against it, the more I liked fighting against that boss. It's just a fun boss fight. I don't know. In my opinion, Tower Knight, for being like one of the first bosses in the game, I'm gonna put him in B for now. I feel like he might be A though. He might be A tier. I don't know. I think Tower Knight's A tier just for pure aura. He's cool. Again, it's another boss where you kind of have to do some extra stuff. It's not a gimmick boss, but you have to run up and kill the archers. Well, you don't have to, I guess. And he's also not a really, really tough boss, but he's just a big ass knight. I don't know. He's kind of cool. Lady, I forget her name. She's honestly D tier. She's kind of lame. She's not even really a boss fight. You fight the knight, which is kind of like an elite enemy type, almost like one of the bigger, stronger enemies. You kill him fairly quick, and then you walk up to, I can't think of her name. I'm sorry. You walk up to her and you talk to her, and she just kills herself, or you can kill her, but she has like one attack if you actually fight her. So D tier. Agitator, C. He's not quite D. You can beat him pretty easy if you have a bow or something. You can just shoot him in the face. If you fight him the normal way and you jump down, you gotta hit him on the side where the little like cleaver is stuck in his side, and then you gotta knock him down and hit his head. Kind of similar. That makes me want to lower Tower Knight, because Tower Knight's kind of got the same concept. You hit his feet, knock him down, and send him in the head. But Tower Knight's just cooler. He's got better aura. He's got better attacks. He's got more to do, I feel like. So yeah, I'll drop Tower Knight down to B. Now, Flame Lurker, as much as this boss pissed me off, definitely an S tier boss. Definitely an S tier boss. I feel like Flame Lurker is one of those bosses that that kind of shaped a lot of the bosses we get now in newer Souls games. Every other boss on this list is kind of like slow, or like a puzzle, or you have to do something weird in like a way. Flame Lurker is like different from every boss in this game. I feel like he's fast. You have to worry about his big heavy attacks. He gets stronger the farther in the fight you go, so it's not like a second phase. Literally, the lower his health gets, the stronger he is. And it shows that because his body gets more like flamey and fiery, and I don't know, it's really cool. Really cool. His arena is sick. The arena is awesome. I guess I should be rating the arenas too. Dragon God arenas kind of suck. Tower Knight's arena is pretty cool. Agitator arena sucks. Yeah, the lady in white, her boss arena is fucking terrible. Probably the worst in the game. So yeah, I think this is still pretty good, even given the arenas, taking the arenas into play. This guy, Storm King. Honestly, being honest, probably a D tier fight as well. He's, again, cool concept, flying boss, but he's a gimmick boss. And I know I put Dragon God up here, but Dragon God I put in B because, you know, I feel like he's just got, I don't know, he's just got such a cool design in his arena, and you can see his giant throne in the back. I don't know. Dragon God just has so much more oomph to him. The Storm King is kind of like, oh, it's a giant flying fucking fish, essentially. And then you have to go run and grab a sword, and you gotta start smacking up in the sky with it. And it's annoying because you gotta kill all these other little tiny manta rays. And that's kind of the whole fight. You just shoot him with a sword, essentially, and you kill all his little minions. And it's very basic, very slow, annoying fight. You gotta wait for him to go all the way around and come back. Very annoying, slow, tedious fight. What is this? Is Man-Eaters? I think this is Man-Eater, right? Yeah, that's the Man-Eater. Man-Eater is probably an A tier fight, to be honest with you. The arena is really cool. It's an annoying arena, but it is really cool. It's a bridge. It's not a super narrow bridge, but it is a narrow bridge. And knocking you out of the arena fucking sucks. But I don't know. Man-Eater is he's okay. Maybe it's hard for me to rate A tier. I feel like it's just a weird spot. I think Man-Eater deserves to be there though. He's not very, like, see, now that I'm not like second guessing myself now because I'm thinking about it more, and I'm like debating if he should be, and I feel like if I'm debating if he should be A tier, he should be B tier. You know? I think he deserves to be an A. I think he deserves to be A. And honestly, I think I'm going to drop King Allant down to A as well. I think these two bosses just are a little bit better than both of these two, you know? And right now we're pretty split, pretty even, to be honest. I don't really have much to say about Maneater. I don't know. He's got a cool arena. He's in one of the best areas in the game, in my opinion. The Prison of Latria is just designed really well. And it is a really cool boss fight. I don't know. The flying, he's got cool attacks. You can chop his tail off, which is a really cool feature. And then once you get him pretty low, the second one comes in. So he's a pretty tough fight. And I think he deserves to be in the A spot. Penetrator. The Penetrator is a really easy fight. I was very over-leveled when I fought him in my series. Even the first time I fought him, though, I beat him extraordinarily easy. So, I don't know. And he doesn't have much. You can get Brior to help you fight him and all that. And he's cool. He's got one of the coolest armor sets in the game, in my opinion. And the sword is sick, but he's got a very basic moveset. He's really easy. I feel like he's almost too easy. He's actually really easy. But he gets points for looking cool and having a decent arena. His arena's not sick or anything fucking mind-boggling. So I think B is a really good spot to put him. He's kind of similar with the Tower Knight, in my opinion. He's got the same... He's a cool boss. I don't know. He's a knight. He's alright. Vanguard Demon, between C and D on him. Very bland boss, very basic. He's got like 4 attacks. It's the first boss you encounter in the game, and then you encounter him once later. And he's technically not even really a boss when you see him in the second time, so... I guess... I don't know. I don't know if he... I feel like he fits in this category in C tier with Educator and the Old Monk. I don't think he's quite, like, he's not annoying. He's got a little bit of a moveset. And he's not like a gimmick. He doesn't really have anything interesting to him. He's kind of just a demon. So I think the C spot is a good spot for him. This boss, actually, I forget her name as well. The Sage, something like that. Like I can't think of her name. She's also, I want to say B tier. B or A. She's not a hard boss. She's not a difficult boss. But she's, she's got a cool... What's the word I'm looking for? It's just a cool fight. You gotta, you run up to her first. There's traps on the ground. You gotta try and find and evade. If you get trapped, she can hit you, whatever. She turns into she spreads out her clones, and then you can actually determine which is a clone by her spells. So her spells, whichever clone has the biggest spell is the real one. It's not her. And before you even fight her, if you don't kill this dude that's up in the side, she'll respawn over and over and over. And I think that's a really cool feature. I think that's a really cool. It rewards exploring before you fight the boss, because if you don't explore, you can't beat the boss. So it rewards that little bit of exploration you do before getting to the boss, or even after you fight the boss. You're like, hey, why didn't I press the next area? The boss respawned. So it rewards exploring a little bit before, I think she's an A tier. I did have her in B, but she's got a little bit more depth to her. I feel like she's really, it's almost like Armor Spider. I'm really close to putting her, if I had to put her somewhere, I think I'd put her in between A and S. Because, I don't know. But yeah, I think she deserves to be A. Yeah, I think that's fair. And then what do we got here? Oh my god, this boss. D tier. Terrible boss. Shit boss. Literally shit. Decent moveset, I guess. Same with this boss, honestly. D tier. Terrible. Hate them. Hate them both. I hate that entire area. It's crazy. Each boss from that area is in D tier because they all suck. They're bland. Her lore is really deep, and it's a really sad boss fight. The area has really cool lore. The bosses suck. From a gameplay perspective, all 3 of these bosses are just terrible. I don't like any of them. They're just swamp shitty monsters, and I hate swamp areas. So I think D tier is fair enough for these 3 bosses. Old hero. Honestly, well, nah, he's a B tier. He's a B tier as well. He's alright. Not quite as bad as these bosses, but he's not anything outstanding. He's not really that cool. You know, he's got some cool moves. He's a little tough. I've never lost to him, fun fact. But he's a little tough. And he's right before this terrible ass boss, so he definitely makes this boss not feel as bad because you just fought this pretty decently cool boss. The run up to him kind of sucks fucking ass cheeks though. Not gonna lie. Yeah. And then we got Phalanx. And I'm sad to say it, but I think Phalanx is probably a D tier boss as well. Very basic, very bland. Not much. You kind of just run in the arena. Maybe C. I don't know. I feel like he's D. He's not that cool. He doesn't really have much to him. Not a very sick boss or anything. He's not really interesting. You kind of walk in there, throw some fire bombs at him, or throw some spells at him, and he's dead. That's it. It's nothing. It's initially cool that you have to like do something different. You can't just run up and smack him, or else you're gonna get stabbed. But even then, even if you did run up and smack him, you would probably still beat him. Granted, he is like the second boss in the game after the Vanguard Demon, but he's really easy to kill. And I think it's fair for him to be in the D spot. And now let me clarify: none of these bosses are absolute trash. None of them are that bad. These ones that I put in D tier, definitely not good bosses, but they're not trash. Some of them have really cool concepts and cool lore, except for these two. These two are fucking stupid. I don't know. I just hate that area. Maybe that's just me. I just hate the area. These two bosses are fucking pointless. They suck. But the rest of the, like, the Storm King is a cool concept. She has really sad lore. I don't really have anything to say about Phalanx either, to be honest with you. But if I had to make a tier list, I think this is pretty accurate to how I feel about the bosses. Maybe a little tweaks here and there. You know, like maybe I would possibly put Tower Knight up here. Just because I really like him as a boss. He's not anything crazy. Again, I know this Armor Spider in S tier is probably a hot take. Like, I'm really close to moving her up to S tier just because of like the stratagem of her. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna put her in S tier. She's an really easy boss, but the challenge of the reward for exploring before you get to the fight and finding out which one is the real mimic by paying attention to her attacks, I think that is something that games don't do a lot of, almost. Like, Dark Souls, or not Dark Souls, Bloodborne does it in the Father Gascoigne fight. You know how you can, if you explore before you get to the fight, you can find the music box, which is like his weakness, and it feeds into the lore and stuff, and that's really cool. I feel like games need to do that a lot more. Same in Elden Ring, you can get Mog's Shackle from doing, or you can find it, or it's from a side quest, I don't remember. But you can get the Shackle, which is a reward for exploring before you get to the boss, and it makes the boss easier. Now, hers isn't exactly making the boss easier, it's literally you can't beat her unless you explore. I think that is so cool. I feel like these bosses, you know, besides Flame Lurker is just a really, again, I think he sets the tone for the rest of Soulsborne games going forward. He kind of is like the mold that they used for the rest of the bosses. Kind of, he's the first really hard boss that you go up against in the game, and I think that is very rewarding when you beat him. It's very nice. The first time I fought him, I died to him like 20 times at least. And then you guys, if you watch the series, you saw I beat him like second try. So like, the more you play, the better you get and stuff. It's just like, I don't know. Souls games are just built that way, I guess. bosses are just better as you go on, and that's how it is. But yeah, I think this is a pretty fair tier list. Again, this is my personal opinion for the most part. If you disagree, that's okay. Tell me where you would have put some of these bosses yourself. Again, my opinion. I think these bosses definitely are just a little tiny bit above some of these other ones. King Alot, I had him in S tier. I dropped him down because I just feel like he's just not as good as these ones. I don't know. You could tell me never rate again, or you could perfectly agree with everything I said here. I think I've got a pretty good list. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Like, subscribe. Peace out.